What's up, boys and girls? Just gonna go for a little run here. Fin trail suit today. The Crocs and stuff on. It's about, I don't know, 30 degrees here today. Or maybe not 30, but 25 or something like that. Anyway, it's hot for this area. So we're just gonna go out for a little solo run today. I don't know that Tyler's gonna make it. He's got some other stuff on the go. And I don't think he's gonna make it. Before we get going though, I wanted to show you this little seat thing I made. Yesterday, my wife and I went out for a ride. First time I had taken a passenger on this thing, actually. And I made up this little, I mean, whatever I had, it's nothing special, it was whatever I had kicking around. It's made of these foam block things that you have, like kids would have on their playroom floors and stuff, and just a little bit of duct tape, but fits right in there perfectly, man. You know what? I think if someone with the right know-how, maybe some 3D printing skills or fabrication skills in general, there's a real potential market there to make a little seat that goes in here. Maybe you could even have a little back on it. Whatever. Anyway, duct tape and foam is about the extent of my handyman skills, but anybody out there know how to make something of this? Make it a bit more like, I mean, you could easily have some kind of bracket where it clamps in right here, and then, you know, maybe have some handles on the side for the passenger. Kind of similar version to what it looks like on the actual 2-up XMR. But anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, beautiful day. Let's go for a ride. Man, oh man, what a beautiful day. Like I said before, we don't get too many of them around here, so even though I don't have my partner in crime with me today, I think I'm just gonna go anyway, just for a quick raz, as we call it in these parts. Just a quick raz. Enjoy the summers, the sunny summer days, man, because we don't get a whole lot of them, and like I said, you got to take advantage when you get the opportunity to. You know, in the last few videos, start out the video like this, kind of heading my way to the gas station to get some fuel. A lot of people talk about how they wish they were legally allowed to ride on the road, like I'm doing here. I think I've mentioned it a couple times now in the videos. It's certainly not legal. What I'm doing right now is definitely not legal, but in the province of Newfoundland, there are regulations that allow for some level of riding on the road in order to get to the trailhead. So I believe that you can, anybody watching that knows the regulations can correct me if they want to, but I think it was something along the lines of you're allowed to ride 1 kilometer on the side of the road at like 20 kilometers an hour or something like that. In order to get to the trailhead, which is not exactly what I'm doing here, but if you had to, if I got pulled over by a cop, that's exactly what I'd say I'd do. But I always kind of find, like I said here before, is like as long as you're respecting the traffic laws and acting appropriately while you're on the road here, most of the time the police won't give you any trouble. It's not really worth their hassle, right? Like for me, I'm almost 50-year-old man. If I got pulled over and he flicked the lights on, yeah, I'd stop, take it on the chin, take the fine, whatever happened. But a lot of the young fellas, if they got pulled over, man, they ain't stopping. They're just gonna run. So I guess the cops just kind of don't chase them unless there's really no other option but to do so. Anyway, let's head over to the gas station now. Get a little bit of fuel, something to drink. It's darn hot. And we'll get going. You know what? What do we have today? 155 for Supreme, 149 per liter again, right? Young fellow heading out. How you doing, bud? See what I mean about the bike speed on the roads? Yeah, wait till they get away so I can hear me better, but you see what I said about bike speed on the roads? Nobody seems to care. Nobody really cares. And you also notice that none of those machines had license plates on them. Nor does this one. There's a reason for that as well. Alright, hold on a second. Just pay for this stuff and I'll get out of here. Alright. Got a little bit of gas in her. Got a couple of refreshments for my stops. fact, I'm gonna bring my drone today. Actually, get some drone shotage, some drone shots. But a goddamn battery was dead, of course. Yeah, everybody, like I've been saying in the last 2 runs now, that since I started just waiting for the fuel pump and whatnot, because of this new EPA regulation that says the fuel can't be left in the fuel rails when the bike is off, it starts harder. But I will say that it's gotten like 90% better, but last couple of days it was still a little bit hesitant to start. Well, seems fine there. But anyway, we hear, I'm seeing on the Facebook groups now that the video that Ostercruiser posted a couple of weeks ago about the new ECU update coming out soon, apparently that's in the mix now. I'm starting to see on the Facebook groups some of the guys have already gotten it applied at their dealers. Mine is at let's see, 40 hours now, so it's due for service at 50, so I guess I'm going to put it in soon, and with any luck, by the time I put it in, it'll be good to go. I've got a bug in my ear, a mosquito or something. Ugh, annoying. Strange sensation around here to ride and not feel cold without being all bundled up. Like I said, I wouldn't normally go today, but I mean, honestly, it's almost too hot really to be riding, but who cares, we're going anyway. I was saying on the last ride, you know, that despite the fact that I've had some issues with this G3, one of the things I love the most about it actually is the heat dissipation between your legs, man. The G2s are brutal for that. Always so hot on their legs, you know. And like I said before, the heat on your legs for where we live in the north, most of the time is an awesome thing because you want it to be warmer. But this time of year, when you do get a few days when it's nice out, it's pretty darn nice to not have your sweating your balls off here. As anybody who's been following the whole saga of the handlebars not being straight, as you can see, I still didn't do anything about it. It's not that I don't want to. Again, I'm just really hesitant to mess with the tie rods. I did see somebody posted on my last video on YouTube and said that you can adjust the steering stem. Steering stem bolts have some slop in them apparently, so I could probably get away with fixing it without having to mess with the tie rods, because like anybody who messes with tie rod knows on a Can-Am anyway, as soon as you start messing with them, that's it. They never stay tight after that, no matter what you does to them. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't done anything about it, as you can see. I mean, it's really like, it's only a tiny smidge. But I'm like one of these people that once I see it, I can't unsee it. And now I can't unsee it, but I'm also just really not willing to mess with it. Right, so what I was saying back earlier was about the trailhead stuff. Was that so for me to come up that street and come down here from, say, from my house or what have you, as long as it's not over a kilometer and you're not going any more than 25, which I believe I was, and your machine needs to be registered and insured, of course, which this is, you're actually legally allowed to do that. I'm not sure if that's the case in a lot of places. It doesn't seem like it is, because I know a lot of places, people, especially in the US, people talk about how like the police really don't mess around with that, and if you were to get caught, on the road with your bike, you'd almost certainly lose it, may even get arrested. Wow. Certainly not like that around here. As you can see, as I've said many times, it's all farmland around here. So there's lots of tractors and all kinds of stuff on the road that you wouldn't normally see out in other places in the community. So maybe that's why, I don't really know. All I do know is don't be a jerk off, and the cops most of the time leave you alone. Been up here in a while. When I first moved over here, look at this place, man. This is what I was going to say to you. I was going to take the drone and kind of just do an aerial view. It shows you what the area that I live in is like. My house is like you can probably see it. It's right there, probably 1,000 yards that way. Look at this, man. Isn't it just freaking? Oh, and that 4-wheel drive switch in some gnarly spot, always hitting it. Isn't it just beautiful though, hey? That's why I said, like, even without my riding buddy Tyler today, I just kind of had to go. Might not be a super exciting video or anything, but just kind of had to. So nice. Plus he's home. He's got some stuff on to go today, so he's home. But if I do break down, I'm sure he'll come get me. Biggest problem on a day like today though, isn't it? Dust. Can't be taking up the whole road here, okay? Imagine what this thing would be like with a tune on it. You know, we rode the old Renegade XMRs for several years without doing the tunes on them, and of course they were so easy to tune. You just flash them with a power vision and you're done, right? These gotta go through the ECU is locked up, and you gotta go get the ECU, I don't know, unlocked from HB tuners and blah 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 blah. Anyways, pain in the butt. But I can tell you, I'm really thinking about getting it done. All I know is that when we had the Renegade, we used to be like, oh, the Renegades are fast enough as they are, or they're mud bikes, they're not meant for speed, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it was true for the longest time. Anyway, then we just flashed them. We said, well, shag it, why not? Let's just flash them, right? And man, I'm telling you, it like completely changed the vibe of the Renegade once it was flashed. And this thing feels like the Renegade, this thing 100% bone stock, feels like the Renegade used to feel when it was flashed. So I can't even imagine what this thing would feel like if it was flashed. look at this place. Yeah, sometimes it's easy, you know, just to get kind of lost in the fact that everything going on in everyday life, how expensive everything is, all the ins and outs of what's going on, and with the Trump and the trade war, and just life at home and work and all that old stuff, man. And I'll tell you what, come out here, look around a little bit. Don't take long for you to kind of forget about your problems. I guess that's a big part of the reason why we all ride these things. Water here. I'm not dressed for getting wet. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I also took off the foot pegs. Never liked them, and any bike I had, actually, any Can-Am that came with those aluminum foot pegs, I ended up just taking them off. Just not a fan of it. I don't know why. Cutting in and out. That's a good thing. So I hear that Can-Am is replacing the fan that's in this one with a new part number that's sealed. I'm not sure if they're going to swap out the fans that are already in them, or if they're just going to plug the ones that are in, like mine has been plugged now. Because I mean, realistically, the only difference between this fan on this bike and the G2 fan was that the G2 fan was capped off. Yeah, boys. Shoes. That's what it gets for not wearing the proper stuff. I suppose though, if anybody lives in Florida at these mud parks and stuff, that's pretty much all you're out ever wearing, isn't it? Crocs, and maybe not Crocs, but the gator waders, what do they call them, the boots or whatever. Beverage complete. Let's get back for a rip. So my house is over that way, probably, I don't know, 3 or 5 kilometers maybe. And as you can tell, pretty much in the middle of the woods again here now, which is great, man. Like I said, it's so great to be able to just jump on the machine and go, not have to trailer it to go anywhere. Those mud parks and stuff that y'all got down south look really fun. But I do enjoy being able to just jump on my machine and just go. And this pond here is known as Babel's Big Pond, and it's one of the water reservoirs for the community, which is kind of neat, right? Like I said, so that basically means that the water that comes out of my tap in my shower at home comes from this pond right here, which is really close to my house. See? Didn't want to start that time. I mean, she'll always start, but it's I thought we were kind of done with that issue, but it doesn't seem like it as of late. Last couple of times out now, it's been doing it again. Anyway, that's it. It starts. It's the main thing. skimmed these things many times, man. I'll tell you what, a couple times I nearly lost it, nearly flipped the bike over. Tyler actually did flip his machine over, his Renegade over, just back right there. Just kind of jumping these little whoop-de-doos. Next thing you know, you're in trouble. Right there is the start of the old train track. You've seen us go up there many times. Not today, though. This video might be like, oh, 120 kilometers an hour, 75 miles an hour, that's nothing. I'm telling you what, man, don't feel like nothing when you're doing it. I think I was saying last time, it has a real VTEC feel to it. If you're ever a Honda guy, had a VTEC motor, when it gets up to a certain RPM, like the VTEC starts doing its thing, this is kind of what it feels like on this one. You think it's out of RPM, and then all of a sudden it just keeps going up. It's so cool. It's bales of hay. My daughter calls them marshmallows. They kind of do look like marshmallows all the same. Problems, as you guys know, with this machine so far, but when it's working good, man, oh man, it's super fun. Fast when you're outpacing the cars on the highway. What the heck is this, man? I mean, it's obviously fur or a hide of some sort, but let's see. But what? Anybody know? I sure don't. way. I can't get over it. Suspension is so good too, man. I mean, I don't know. I know I've talked about it at length right now, and probably in every single video, but after so many years on an XMR, that was like, it might as well not even had shocks, man. Then by 2019, it might as well, like those Fox shocks they claim are so good. I don't know. I think the XTP model has a different shock version than the XMR, because the XMR, man, I'm talking G2s now. The XMR G2 was just pathetic, man, for being so rough. Look at this big skink field in here, man. Look at that. It's pretty dry, doesn't it, hey? Yeah, like when I think about this bike here, like when we were transitioning away from doing mud content all the time, it's like I was saying, you know, I ran into a couple of young fellows yesterday out at the gas station when I was out with my wife, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we love your videos, man. We're watching your videos, but I miss the mudding stuff." And I'm like, you know what? It's not to say we're not ever going to do mudding videos again, because we will, like from time to time. But when I bought this machine, it wasn't really the intention to have it as a full-on mudder. I just got the XMR so that if I wanted to go mudding or came across something that was a bit tangly, I'd be okay to handle it, you know. I don't regret this purchase. I mean, definitely there were moments. There's been moments throughout the time that I've had this thing where I was like, man, what a waste. I should not have bought this machine. I hated it and all that kind of stuff. Because you know what? Honestly, it's just disappointing, man, to spend this kind of money on a machine and have all these problems, you know? But anyway, the fan has been addressed. It hasn't failed again since. The display is fixed. It hasn't been failed again since. And as I understand it, the ECU stalling and water problem, which to be fair has only happened to me twice. And that was back in December when we first got the machines. I've had plenty of water since and it hasn't stalled at all. And didn't feel like it was going to. A couple of videos ago I had it up to the top of the fenders and it was fine. Now I was pretty careful not to let off the throttle while I was in the water, so maybe that had something to do with it, I don't know. But doing horsies. 1 horsepower up, 1 horsepower. Let's check out the new bridge. This is all just refurbished. Just did the whole thing. Just went back into service a couple of weeks ago. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, put there in 2000, eh? They're maximum 35 tons. One of these as the thumbnail for this video. Oh yeah, it looks good, man. This was all rotted out, man. Like, it looked really bad. All right, let's get out of here. There's definitely been some, like I said, definitely been some growing pains with these XMRs, the G3, but I don't know, the more and more I ride it, the more I love it. If we could just get past these issues, like I said, I mean, now that Can-Am is going to put out a ECU update that will supposedly take care of the stalling issues. I've seen one guy, well, Austin Cruiser has tested his course and his was good. And then I've seen a video or a post last night on the G3 Facebook group that talked about another guy who just got the update, had it in water, let it idle, backed up, all that kind of thing, and it didn't stall. So hopefully that'll sort out these issues and we can just start being able to trust these things, because as I've said many times now, actually, like, that's the biggest issue I've had with this machine so far, is that you just can't trust it, you know? Like, I need to be able to put this thing in some water and make sure that it's gonna be there for me to get me back out of it, you know? Like, that's the point of having an XMR. It's a mud machine, you know? So glad to hear that Can-Am acknowledged it and did something about it, which is great. Watch the speed on this part here, man. It's so bumpy. Going on terrain like this where there's a little bit of whoop-de-whoops and stuff, man, on the Renegade, that was such a pain. You're just always like, you're come home, man, from a ride, you feel like you need to go to the chiropractor. When I find a G3 Showa shocks, I've said a couple of times now, like, I understand that the Showas are big in the apparently are big in Hondaland and on dirt bikes and whatnot, but I never heard of them before they came on these machines, and man, I'm impressed. I think a lot of us out there who were looking to buy this XMR when it first came out, we were kind of thinking to ourselves, like, what do you mean it doesn't have Fox shocks on it? It's an XMR. But again, like, you're just talking about the brand as if the brand is good, you know. And Fox shocks, I mean, I'm sure they make quality product, but the ones that they came on factory on the XMR, man, were terrible. Like, even on the softest setting, they were hard as a rock. This, like, makes trail riding a pleasure, which is really handy for me and where I live, because a lot of the trails on this side of the island are like this. On the west coast of the island, it's totally different. Everything is flat and beautiful, but over here, man, it's literally just all rocks. Woo! This guy going. How you doing, man? You okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay.
All right, man. Best gone. It looked like he was on more of a street bike, so I guess the trail just got a bit rough for him to be riding on. Even the water in the puddles is warm, man, on my feet. So nice. I know I keep ranting off about that. I'm not sure if I ever told you guys this before, you know, but a couple of times now, people in the videos have talked about how I repeat topics and stuff from time to time. I have adult ADHD, and my kid does as well. Well, she has kid version, I guess, not the adult version. But as a result of that, you have a tendency to repeat yourself and whatnot. So, also completely untreated. I don't take anything for it. I've been 49 years old now, what I call raw dog in life, my whole life, without taking anything medical for it. So I don't try to now, but some of the downplays or downsides of that is that you have a tendency to be repetitive, right? Things that excite you, you talk about it over and over again, even if you've already talked about it over and over. So if you're watching these videos and you find my commentary a bit repetitive at times, I apologize. Doing the best I can out here, dudes. Always surprised about why this one remains untouched over the years. Check my phone. over the years, as I've said many times, again with my repetitive ADHDness, a lot of the shacks that are built out in these back parts of the woods and stuff usually get hauled by what we call skeets around here. People that just don't care. This one is owned, well, I guess a lot of this land out here is actually owned by various Gould's farming families, Williams family being one of them. And I think this is a shack that they built out here for that the farmers, when they're out in the more remote fields, gives them somewhere to come back and have a lunch and stuff. And I guess it stay the night if they need to, when they're working on the fields and stuff. Some of these fields are actually pretty far out. You'd be surprised how many of them out here. One thing I didn't think through about wearing the Crocs is how they were going to get rocks in them. Rocks in me Crocs. Put them in sport mode. There we go. I feel so strange, man. I can't help it. Water splashing up against you and just feels warm. It's such a weird sensation living in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. Yeah, I must admit that hopefully I don't get proven wrong, but my confidence is growing by the day. What's that back here now? Known better. Looks like it was a shack or something at one point. Crazy. Look at all the garbage, man. I don't know. Like, what the thing I don't get about dumping stuff out here is that, like, as you've seen and you're following in this ride, we're, you know, several kilometers now, several miles away from the main road. Which means you had to come in all this way just to dump that stuff there? Like, why did you... I don't understand it. Like, if you can go that far, why didn't you just go all the way to the dump? Dump it. Hey, what do I know? Seen that place before. I never knew that drainage ditch thing was there. You know what? I've been living up here and coming up here for, I don't know, 15 years now. That fan cutting an awful lot, isn't it? Never knew that any of that was there. Or why it's there, for that matter. I mean, it seems like a little brook here, but what is the purpose of that thing? Strange, isn't it? Isn't it odd? That concrete structure thing would just be built in there. Anyway, I guess it had a purpose. They wouldn't have put it there. Trying to explore these trails and stuff around here. Some of them, or a lot of them actually, just go nowhere. They just jut off the main trail. And I guess again at some point this was some sort of camp or something. Hey, I'll stop for a second because I gotta take a pee-pee. complete. Crazy how much longer the batteries last in the winter, or in the summer than the winter. Gloves are getting sweaty, getting hard to get on. Warm, man. Stop for any minute or two. You don't have that wind blowing on your face from riding. You won't be long. It's been working up a sweat. Actually, because it's a really fun trail to rip, but can't see what's coming at you, man. It's not worth it. I mean, speaking for somebody who's always putting the machine up to top speed, I get that. You know, that may look a little bit or sound a little bit stupid about talking about safety when I'm out here doing 120 kilometers an hour, but only ever when I can see what's coming in front of me. You know, when we're on these turns and these S turns, man, I'd love to be ripping this like crazy, but yeah, it's just not worth it, man. Can't see what you're doing. Someone's gonna get hurt. That's Chicken Shit Road, what we call it. We pointed it out in the last video. Remember that we were looking for this like tower thing and we couldn't find it. It was over there, we could see it, but it actually isn't been down there, and it looks like it's just the top. It's the top of the grain feeder they use to feed the chickens. Like that's Country Ribbon's chicken farm down there. Can't even get near it. I don't know what's happening to those chickens down there. But I can tell you what, they don't want you anywhere near them. Setup. I love that people just come out, man. People, some people got big extravagant setups, some people don't at all. It's great to see people coming out anyway, you know? It's cold and whatnot in the winter here in Newfoundland, but in the summer, man, like a day like today is really hard to beat it. Beautiful place, man. See all these tourism videos on YouTube. I'm following a bunch of them now, people that come here who are big into RVs and stuff and have like RV channels where they travel around. And I tell you what, sometimes, you know, you're growing up here, you kind of forget how beautiful it is. Camping today, man. People enjoying the weather. Like when I was growing up, my parents were big into camping. We called it, around here, we called it gravel pit camping, where instead of just going through like a park, an RV park or whatever, you just kind of find a place on the side of the road, pull in. And that's kind of what a lot of people end up doing around here still, which is kind of cool, you know? RV parks are awesome and all, not knocking them, but you know, there's a lot of rules and whatnot. Out here in the woods by yourself, you don't really have to follow any kind of rules. Trails weren't so rocky though. It's hard on the tires, man, you know, cuts them up a lot. started this trail, wherever, like back in the day, whenever this was just woods here. I'm assuming it was farmers, but or was it people logging or whatever, you know, or just hunters? I always wondered, like, where these trails come from, right? I mean, this didn't start by itself. Was it a game trail? Like, you know? I always wonder that kind of stuff when I'm out on these trails. Where did it come from? Flies are all over you. Little frog. How you doing, Mr. Frog? Like I said, not deep water, but she's been in plenty of water since and hasn't had an issue, so hopefully that's all sorted itself out now. Yeah, these shoes were not the best choice. Every time I go through some water, they collect rocks. Whoa, my balance is not that great. Note to self, don't wear Crocs. Alright, put my feet up this time. I don't care about them getting wet, but they keep getting full of rocks. Yeah, like, I mean, this water is not deep or anything, but honestly, like I said many times now, mine stalled out in inches of water. It wasn't deep water at all, so I'm not really sure the depth of the water matters. But either way, she seems fine now. All right, made it out. all the trouble that's going on in the world. So many people starving, dying, war, famine, all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't know, it just all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the world. Days like today, it makes me thankful to live where I live. Look at this place, man. Seriously, like just look around. Beautiful. Look, it's beauty in every direction, right? Amazing. Lucky man. Speaking of which, lucky man stuff. Let's go home now and see my family, my kid. I haven't seen her all day. She's been at a birthday party, so looking forward to taking